The jellyfish and sea animals, those who had tougher skin, hard skin, they were able to live longer on land as their skin do not dry up. Right? So gradually soft jellyfish, those jellyfish and sea animals, those do not have tougher skin, those who had soft skin, that's why here it is written soft jellyfish. In everything else like them, they become fewer and fewer as they could not face dry land easily. And those with harder coverings, they became more and more. So I hope it is clear. So the sea animals and jellyfish, those who had hard skin, they were able to survive more on land as compared to soft skin animals. This is this is a very interesting thing to notice. It means that animals slowly fit themselves or adapt themselves to their surrounding. Adapt, as you all know, to change something according to the particular condition or particular surrounding. So, here it means animals are well adapted to their particular surrounding, or they try to adapt to their particular surrounding in order to make their survival rate increased, because if they are not able to adapt to their particular surrounding, they will die. So it is very important thing and interesting fact to know that animals, they know how to adapt to their particular surroundings. You have seen in the South Kingston Museum in London how birds and animals in winter and in cold countries where there is lot of ice became white like snow. In tropical countries where there is a lot of green vegetation and trees, they become green or some other bright color. So this is how you had seen how birds and animals, they adapt to their surrounding. In winters they became white like snow, and in tropical countries where there is a lot of green vegetation, they became green in color or some other bright color. That is, they proved, the statement is hence proved that birds and animals, they adapt themselves to their surrounding in order to increase their survival rate. Only then they will be able to survive if they adapt to their particular environment. They change their color. You know, camouflage in science we had studied that grasshopper, they change their color according to their surrounding in order to protect themselves from their enemies. Similarly, this is also the adaptation quality adopted by the animals in order to protect themselves from their enemies. What they do, they change their color according to their environment in order to protect themselves from their enemies, as they cannot easily be seen if they are the same color as their surroundings. They grow fur in cold. So also the tiger is yellow and striped. It is like sunlight coming through the trees in the jungle. It is difficult to see the tiger in the thick jungle. So it is well said that animals and birds, they adapt themselves to their surrounding. For example, what they do in order to protect themselves, in order to adapt themselves, they change their color. First of all, they change their color in order to protect themselves from their enemies. And secondly, they grow fur in cold. And third, you had seen the example of tiger also. Tiger is also yellow and striped. It is like sunlight that is received by the trees in the jungle. It is difficult to see the tiger in thick jungle. This is how animals they protect themselves from their enemies, and they are adapting in their particular surroundings. This is very interesting fact that animals try to fit in with their surroundings is a very important thing. Again, it is repeated that animals they try to adapt to their particular environment. Of course, animals do not themselves try to change, but those which change and therefore fit in with their surroundings have a better chance of living. It is also said that animals they do not themselves try to change as per their environment. Those who do not change, their survival rate is decreased, and those who adapt themselves to their surrounding, their survival rate is increased. So, if they adapt to their particular environment, they increase in numbers and others do not. This is explained by me earlier also. This explains so many things. It explains it explains the simple animals slowly developing into higher kind of animals, and maybe in million of years developing into man. I repeat, this explains so many things. What does it explain? Simple animals, the animals which are simple and those who are trying to adapt to their particular environment, they slowly develop into higher kind of animals, and maybe in million of years they develop into man. We cannot see the changes going on around us as they are very slow and our lives are short. But nature goes on working and changing and making things more perfect. It never stops or takes rest. So, what is the interesting fact which explains more that animals who try to adapt to their particular surrounding, they develop into higher kind of animals, and maybe in a million of years they develop into human beings. These changes we can't see as this process is very slow, and secondly our lives are very short, but these changes are going on, and